a moment and talk about steak, more specifically, entrecôte, or as we say in the US, ribeye. You might ask, why learn to cook a steak? Well, a cow died for your dinner, so show some respect and do it justice. The most important factors when grilling a steak is actually what you do right before and right after cooking. You have to let the steak rest. 20 minutes before you're ready to cook, take your steak out of the fridge and let it get to room temperature. This is really important so that the steak cooks evenly. I like to season my meat at this point so it has time to infuse into the meat while it's resting. Now, let's talk about size, ladies and gentlemen, because size does matter, or at least thickness does. In the supermarket, you often see those cute little individual sized portions of entrecôte ready to go, and that just doesn't really do it for me. In order to get a good sear and a medium rare center, it's nearly impossible on a steak that thin. Before you can even flip the steak, the center will start cooking. You need to use a lot because a lot of the salt will come off in the skillet. Pepper. And a little olive oil. The olive oil makes it easier to massage. Don't be shy. All right, same thing, other side. Left hand seasons, right hand massages. All right, so we're gonna let that sit, and while it's getting to room temperature, we're going to heat up our pan. If you have money for a good steak, invest in a good pan. It's worth it. Smoky, smoky. Now, you could use a heavy nonstick skillet, but the high heat is not good for it. Trust me, I have murdered a few of them. Now, this pan has already been oiled and it is smoking hot. You want high temperature for your meat. Let's put it on. Lay it in there away from you. That's the sound you want. While cooking the meat, you want to flip it about once per minute. For this size entrecôte, I do about 4 minutes max per side. I like my steak medium, so when you press the steak in the middle, it'll bounce back. You have to remember that the steak will continue to cook while it's off the heat. And remember the second most important part to cooking a steak, letting it rest. It might be hard, but it is very important. Okay, so let's slice into this goodness and see how we did. Good. And because we let the meat rest, all of the juices stayed inside of the meat instead of just running out every time we cut it. I'm going to finish the steak, but I'll see you next week. Visit Americulinariska.com for more tips and recipes. Don't forget to subscribe.